Welcome to the Health and Happiness Show. As many of you know, I, Janet Hawkins, will be your host today. So anyway, I hope everyone is enjoying the fall weather. I am doing the recording in October, and I notice the leaves are very, very pretty yet, but by the time November 1st comes, the leaves are going to be gone. So I hope you're enjoying the weather, the sunshine that we are having, and you're getting out there and maybe riding your bicycle. Maybe you're taking a good walk in this crisp weather, but enjoying the season. So if this is a first-time viewer, I would like to share some information with you. So our goal is to get to the root cause of your concern. May it be constipation, no energy, maybe some arthritis, getting your body back into balance. And you're saying, okay, what is she talking about? Well, first of all, I've been involved in the holistic health for 30 years. And I have a degree from Kent State, a bachelor's degree in gerontology, and I just passed my boards to be a certified naturopath as well, which has been on my, it's been a long process. 3 years, and I took a 4-hour exam in August and I passed. So all is good, and I'm always learning more things, and may it be the herbals, may it be a new tincture, may it be the tuning forks, things of that sort. Right at this time, I am taking a little break from education. I'm thinking possibly of going on and furthering my education with tuning forks. I respond very well to sound, and I know a lot of people do. And it's a very healing way to relax the body as well. So whenever we need to get our body back into balance, there are 3 things that we consider when you come in the office. A lot of people come just for the iridology and a consultation. And what I do is I look in your irises, I tell you your strength and your weaknesses. And then we go in and I will muscle test you to see which product might be best for you. Say, for example, we'll hold, maybe this is ALJ. Your arm stays up really strong when I push down on it, that means you need it. If the arm goes down, you don't need it. Everything has an energy rate. And I'm not saying that, the Liv J may work for you, the Katsika may work for you. Your body is telling us what works for you. Because maybe you have some weakness in the circulation department, and maybe we want to consider some hawthorn, some OCM, which is an oil chelation, or maybe some capsicum and niacin, which will increase the blood flow to your feet and hands as well. So we have to decide and try to keep a simple program for you. Personally, whenever you're a new client, I don't like to go over more than 5 or 6 supplements at a time. And we always have to go back into basics like we were talking about, getting your body back into balance. And that comes into diet and nutrition. Our disease today is coming from standard American diet and toxins. Now, all of you watching the show, think back to when you were growing up on how you were eating then and how you are eating now. We have processed foods. We have dyes. We have additives, we have chemicals, pesticides that are added to our food. We have hormones, antibiotics added to the dairy, to the cow, so they produce more milk. And this is coming in the milk. That's why it's so, so important for you to get organic milk, especially for the young children today, all of us, but basically the young children. Why are children, especially girls, going through puberty at 9 years of age now? When at my time, it was like 14 or 15. And I feel as though it's the hormones in a lot of our dairy products. So it's not just the milk. It should be organic butter. It should be organic whipping cream because the holidays are coming up and you'll be wanting to use that as well. So, and then this organic sour cream, all of the above should be organic. And my go-to is to Aldi's for the milk, because I just picked up a half gallon of milk at Aldi's a couple days ago. It was $3.97, I believe, where I had gone to another store and it's $6. That's a big savings, especially with inflation the way it is going today. We need to watch, where the best price is for the best product. So that's why I'm giving you these suggestions. So we need to eat as many live foods as we can, and I know that's very much a challenge going into November. But then we'll have our oranges will be coming in that are fresh. We have our fresh apples, things of that sort. We have our pumpkins. I got a pumpkin pie over here, and it's a pie or a pumpkin that you can make it into pumpkin pie filling as well. So at least you know where it's coming from and what is in it if you choose to do that, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So just remember that diet is so important. And now that we're going into fall, and we're kind of getting ahead of schedule into our program, but I wanted to share with you, we have an opportunity now to get fresh apples, and you can possibly make some applesauce. Now, I made applesauce last weekend with my grandson, Dean, such a big help, so we decided to make it again, and here's a picture of him. And this is what we did, is we cut the apples up and we put them in the pan, cut them in fours, core them of course, and then you're going to add water, and then you're going to cook those for about approximately 15 minutes. And there we can see the apples are all cooked, I believe. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add probably about 1.5 cups, 2 cups of water to that. And then we have the little thingy that you turn it's like a colander is what I call it, but it's really not. It's like a grinder, and you can get those at True Value and Hartfill Hardware, or you can go get them at Lehman's as well. So you can put the apples in there, and that's what he's doing, is pouring the cooked apples in there, and then we're going to stir it up, and then there you can see what it looks like. And he loves making this applesauce. He's such a great helper, and he loves to cook, so he's going to make somebody a good friend someday. And there we are at the end product, okay? And then what we did is we added a little bit of organic cane non-GMO sugar as well. And then we had some left. Of course, we sent some home with Dean because he took like close to a quart home last week, and then he did some again yesterday when we made this. And this is what it looks like. And you can see there's a little pinkish cast to it. You're saying, what kind of apples do I use? I personally like Cortland apples. They're a later apple, but they're in season now, and those are what I use. Now, what I had done is I talked to the person that from the orchard, and I asked him about spraying the apples. He said what they do in the springtime, they spray the apples before they start blooming. So he told me there should not be any pesticides and chemicals, hopefully, on the apples. So, normally I do organic apples because they're on the dirty, dozen list. But with making the applesauce, we do the Cortland. I prefer those, but whenever I buy apples to eat, I will buy the Pink Ladies organic to eat at home without cooking or anything as well. So, this is the time with the holidays around the corner. Maybe you have young children, maybe you have, teenagers that want to help you, or maybe the grandkids are over, and you can have fun making applesauce. And it's going to take you no more than an hour for the whole process. So it's a fun activity for the children as well. So also we have our little lettuce bowl here, and this was at Petiti's. I couldn't resist it. It was only like $17.99, and the reason I purchased it is I can have fresh lettuce every day. I'm going to keep it outside, and then I'm going to, of course, listen to the weather, which we always check the weather every day anyway, and I'll bring it inside whenever the weather's going to get below 35, okay? And then I've had it outside. I bought it like on Monday, and this is Thursday, and it's been outside on the deck. And I'll just bring it in when I need it. But the thing is so great, we had bacon, lettuce, and tomato the other night. Go out, quick. We're going to have a salad tonight with one of the recipes I'm going to share with you, and I'll go out and cut my lettuce as well. Why did I buy this? Because it's fresh. I know where it's coming from. I had planted my own seeds I'm saying probably September. Well, guess what? The squirrels got into it and dug up everything, and so I have no lettuce coming this time around. So that's why I bought this, and plus I bought fresh loose leaf. Well, I bought it at Raisin Rack. It was the no, I got that at Fresh Time. It was the fresh green leaf, $3.49 for one bunch, where I can have the fresh lettuce through at least November by keeping an eye on it and bring it in. So I'm just telling you, it's at Petitti's in Canton, out by Belton Village, if you're in that area, for $17.99. So to me, I thought this is going to save a lot in the long run for at least, this is October, for at least 6 to 8 weeks. So I just wanted to share that with you because, again, we're going back to diet, the greens. It's so hard to get the greens this time of year because we're going into the long, dark days of wintertime. So we've talked about getting the body back into balance, about our diet, and then we can't forget E for exercise. And we need to maybe go for a walk. Maybe you want to go swimming at the Y. Maybe you want to go for a bike ride, or maybe you just want to go for a hike. Or just take the dog for a walk. Do what you need to do. If you don't lose, you're going to lose if you don't move. So you have to move. That lymphatic system does not have a pump like your heart does. So the best way to get the lymph system moving is a jump rope or a rebounder, because it's that up and down movement. When I studied with Dr. Jensen, back in the 90s, that was the one thing he talked about, was the lymphatic system. It's your garbage disposal of your body. So you have to be in tune and move it, okay? So, and plus, exercise helps you as far as maybe reducing some stress in your life, just feeling better, more uplifting as well. And then the third thing to keep our body in balance is what I always refer to are the two S's, and that is stress and sleep. And I just did a show in Creston last week. It was great. The beautiful country, beautiful people, just nice, sincere, humble people. And what I am seeing more and more when I'm doing iridology is lymphatics congested. I'm seeing stress like you wouldn't believe, the stress rings. And also, I am seeing we're too acidic. When we are too acidic, when I talk about being acidic, I'm talking about internally our pH. When we're too acidic, that is when disease begins. Where does that come from? That comes from coffee, soda pop, and stress. So stress produces an acid environment, so we need to go in and get you calmed down. Maybe it may be exercising, and we're going to talk about some options as far as helping you cope with stress in life today. So those are how we work on getting your body back into balance. So a lot of times when clients come in for a consultation, especially I have two ladies coming in, I have one Saturday and one next Monday, they're coming in for the saliva and urine testing. So if they know their blood type, we will go in and tell you what foods are beneficial for you. But many, many times we have to work on our diet. That is our nutrition for our body. So maybe if you have one bad habit, maybe it's drinking maybe 5 cups of coffee. Slowly work it back to maybe 1 a day. But it isn't going to be a quick fix. It's going to be a slow process. Or maybe you do fast foods, the dead foods, in the grease, all of that. We have to change that and do live foods. So what am I going to do? Well, I would make your sandwich. I was in the working world. I still am with, doing my business. And if I'm busy, what I will do, like I cut up an apple for a snack on the way here. Or if I'm running errands, I am a snacker. So I will snack on my apple and have my water with me as well. But what I am saying is you can go to Aldi's. They have nitrate-free, no hormones and no antibiotic, unsmoked chicken in a lunch meat. So I get that, and I will usually have that for lunch. If I'm doing a show, I will pack that as well with some of the fresh lettuce, the Dave's bread, which I get the knockoff at Aldi's, and then there you go. There's your lunch for a quick snack if you're busy working around the house or getting ready for the holidays as well. I'm just giving you ideas to save you time rather than you go searching. So I'm just telling you where it's at, okay? Because I am not a lunch meat person, but when I found that, it is very helpful, like if I'm busy doing a show or if I have clients, like 3 or 4 that day, that would be my lunch. So I'm just giving you ideas for that. So anyway, now we're going to talk about the 1 healthy minute. So I just wanted to remind you, I had a little episode, I think it was on Tuesday. I thought it was a stink bug on the floor, and I picked it up. Guess what? It was a bee. And yes, I got stung on my finger, and it's still just a little bit swollen. So what I did is immediately I went and got my charcoal. And I took a capsule out, and I made a paste out of it, and it pulled the venom right out so it didn't sting and hurt. But it still tends to be swollen. And charcoal, you know, it's black and you have to put a bandage over it. So I said I'm going to try some other alternative things. So in my research, like it was itching this morning when I got up, I put some Indian tobacco on it, which is lobelia. Amazing, the itching is gone. And the lobelia is a nerve-ine, and you can use it like if you have muscle cramps, leg cramps, but I always try to go to the root cause. Usually when you have leg cramps, that is from lack of minerals. So we try to get you started on those because we're lacking minerals in our soil today as well. But anyway, back to the Indian tobacco. It's a liquid, and I applied it externally to that. And yesterday morning it was itching, so I said I want to try tea tree oil. Took the itching right away. So those are 2 alternatives after. You know, first choice is always the charcoal because it's pulling the ventum out. And I kept that on for a day. And, you know, this is a tender part of the skin as well on my finger. So now I'm adding the lobelia to keep it under control. But I applied it this morning. It's still fine. So anyway, I wanted to tell you there are options if you do get stung by a bee, because the bees always tend to be, you know, hanging around at this time of year. Okay? And then also, we have a lot of issues with allergies. The allergies have been absolutely terrible this year. I know a lady stopped by yesterday and bought 2 bottles of the allergies, seasonal allergies. And what is in the seasonal allergies? It has horseradish in it. It has fennel. It has mullein. You take 4 of these every 2 hours when you need it. I even have some people that'll take it before they go to bed because it opens up their nasal area and they can breathe better during the night as well. But just remember, when you're sleeping, try to have your window open a little bit to get some fresh air as well. So I'm just saying, I always have, it's called seasonal allergies. They changed the name from ALJ to seasonal allergies. And I always have a bottle open. Say, for example, if you're starting to get a cold, can't breathe through your nose, you can take this as well. So I'm just giving you some suggestions. And if you have allergies in the house, you know, maybe you have a wood burner burning and it kind of irritates you a little bit. So you could open up the windows and take some of the ALJ as well. So those are some options on the 1 healthy minute. And then we cannot forget, you know, I know it's a personal choice, but then we're talking about the flu season, and they want you to get the flu shot. I personally choose not to get the flu shot or the COVID vaccine. It's an individual choice, but they're starting to see there are some side effects to the vaccine for some people. But again, it's your choice. So my choice is I take my D3. I feel as if you've had the vaccine or no vaccine, you still take your D3 to keep your immune system strong. In the D3 that I carry, which I carry Nature's Sunshine products, reason being, they've been in business over 50 years. Their quality control is excellent. You go to Amazon, good luck on who's going to answer your questions if you have any problems, whatever, and you don't know what's what. And anyway, there's 2,000 units in each of the tablets, and I personally take 6 now because we're going into the dark, long winter months, and I want to keep the immune system strong. And yes, I've had COVID at least the first time. That was when it first came out, before they even knew what it was. And then I think I've had it another 1 or 2 times. Because whenever I get COVID, I get very tired, and the first time around I had a cough that wouldn't go away. And so I'm just saying, keep that immune system strong. This is what God has given you, your body, to take care of it and keep it strong. Also, what you want to do is consider taking some vitamin C as well. And I take at least 2,000 milligrams a day. And just remember, if you take too much, you can get diarrhea as well. And then I also take zinc every other day. And then we have another choice too. Maybe you prefer not to take the vitamin D, but I feel as though we all need to do that. We have the elderberry defense, which has some olive leaf in it. This is in a capsule. It has a bit of vitamin D, it has some royal jelly, and has some elderberry in it. Now, some people prefer to take this, and I might take it if I'm around people. I'm going to be with a lot of people, like during the holidays, and you can take, I personally like to take 2 capsules when needed, but it says to take 1 3 times a day, but I prefer to take 2 in the morning if I feel as though I might be coming down with a cold, or if I need some additional support for the immune system. And then a lady stopped over Tuesday and wanted some olive leaf. Husband's starting to get a sore throat. They had relatives in, and they're not feeling well. Olive leaf, we always have the bottle open, or I'll have the IVH, okay? The olive leaf and the IVH both work against viral bacteria, candida, and parasites. The olive leaf is just straight olive leaf. The IVH has yarrow in it, which is a great form of vitamin C, and it has rosehip in it as well, has some olive leaf in it as well. So this, the IVH, you take a teaspoon at least 3 times a day, and the olive leaf, you add both of these to water, whichever one you prefer. And I normally muscle test you, like if I'm doing a show or if a client is in for a visit, we will muscle test if you have a virus or a bacteria and see which one is best. Just remember, when we do the saliva and urine test, it's going to tell us if you have a virus, if you have a bacteria. I am seeing so many people that have a virus today. I don't know if it's remaining from COVID. I have no idea where it's coming from, but I'm seeing it more and more. I would say probably 80% of the clients that I do the saliva and urine testing is they have a virus now. Was it like that 5 years ago? No, it was not. So I know I have been fighting a virus as well, and I muscle test. I alternate between olive leaf and IVH, and I'm just finishing up on the IVH now. And I'll be doing my saliva and urine testing on Saturday as well to see where I'm at. So I just wanted to share with you, there's some events that I'm going to be at for the month of November. So if you're out and about, I just thought I would share that this is where I'm going to be. So where we're going to start is Saturday, November 5th. I will be at the Green Craft Show in Green on Bettler Road. The craft show starts at 9 o'clock and ends at 4. And it's a huge show. I've done it for probably 8-10 years, and I continue to do that. It's in my backyard, and I'm there to share information so people know what we are doing and what we're offering. And also at each of these events, I will be doing the iridology and muscle test you at no charge as well. So also on Monday, November 7th, I will be at the Intelligent Fitness, which is a workout center on Altman Avenue. It's 4553 Altman Avenue Northwest in North Canton, Ohio. And that's only a short show. It's from 5 to 8. And there will be like several other vendors there as well. I'm not quite sure. It's my first time I've done that. Compared to Green, you're going to find crafts, you're going to find homemade pastries, you're going to find all walks of things. So, and I'm being the herb lady, I'm pretty much the only person there in the Green Craft Show, and probably at Intelligent Fitness as well. And then the third show I'm going to be at, because November is a very busy month for me with doing shows, is Sunday, November 13th. It's a holistic health and psychic fair, and that is in the American Legion Post it's at 496, and that is in Mogadore, Ohio. Okay? I think that's it. 4961945 is what I have. And that's in Mogadore, Ohio. And that's the American Legion. And that is from 11 o'clock to 5. And again, I'll be doing the iridology and muscle testing as well. You will see Pat there. She will be doing massage and uses the crystals to help balance your energy as well. There will be Young Living there. It's all holistic. There will be stones there. Bonnie and Britt will be there. And there will be all choices, different choices as well. And plus there will be readers as well if that's what you choose to do. And then I'm doing another holistic psychic show in Salem, Ohio at Quaker Hall. The one on Mogadore, that's in Kent, that is on, those are both from 11 to 5. And again, that is on, we didn't write the date down. The one for the show in Salem, I believe, is on the following week as well. And that would be like the 20th, I believe. Okay? And that's in Salem. So if you have any questions, you can let me know, and I can give you directions and where to go if you have questions about the directions. Also, now, what I wanted to mention is, here we are. I wanted to share with you planning your DIY Christmas now. You're saying, what is DIY? It is do it yourself. Even though we have the brisk mornings, we have the fall colors are slowly going away. We got pumpkin pies, apple cider. It's a beautiful time of year, correct? And our minds are just completed our plans for Halloween, and now we are leaning towards Thanksgiving. So you may want to consider a strong nudge to put a do-it-yourself Christmas on your to-do list. So that's what I was going to do, is give you some ideas on what you can do to make this an easier season for you, not being frustrated and stressed out and how much time do I have. So we need to start planning now. Okay, so here it is, the first part of November. Hopefully you've gotten the show the first part of November, so this can get you motivated, and you will benefit in so many ways come in December. So just remember, the holidays are right around the corner. For some of us, the holidays are so stressful, and everyone is unique and has different needs when it comes to mentally preparing for the holiday season. So maybe some people are grieving or thinking of a loved one. It is also likely that you are feeling overwhelmed by the upcoming holiday season. I know, here it is, October, that I'm doing the recording. Honestly, I went to the store and I was like, are you kidding me? There's Christmas wrapping paper out, Christmas stuff, da-di-da-di-da, Christmas lights. And so I'm not trying to rush into it, but I'm trying to give you some motivation to do it yourself and give you some pointers on how you can make life easier for you during the holiday season. So hopefully you have paper and pencil so you can write some of these suggestions down for you to help you cope. So just remember, I don't want the Christmas season to start until we have cleaned up the last of the Thanksgiving turkey. And just remember the Thanksgiving turkey. Remember, I put my turkey in a roaster, and usually there's a lot of juice and things like that left over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to can that, and I am going to use that for like a bone broth and save that. I know I was going to check with Cindy about it because she had talked to me about that before, but you can make that for a bone broth as well. There are some good nutrients in all of that. So because I add a lot of water to my turkey as it's cooking as well in the roaster. So I'm just saying that's a suggestion as well. So now we're going to talk about planning and organizing now without the overwhelming pressures and panic. I know some once have waited too long to plan and organize, and they're starting to panic. Where do I start? Where do I start? I do not like the feeling of being under the gun, and believe me, I have done that. And then being driven by guilt and saying, I need to get this all done, and then you just kind of mark a name off a list and go buy whatever you can buy to get it through the list. So what I'm going to do is, so why get started now? To give yourself the gift of time, we're going to start with number 1. So write this down. So try to make it an all-cash Christmas. Set a budget, follow through. Number 2, time to establish family traditions. I'm just giving you a suggestion on what we do. Every family is different. Every Christmas Eve, and I started this whenever our children, the first one, Chris, was like maybe 3 or 4 or 5, and we did it at a card table. We had a fondue. And now it's the whole family. We have a fondue on Christmas Eve. I like to do it on Christmas Eve because everybody has their own family and do their own things on Christmas Day. So Christmas Eve, we have a candlelight dinner and a fondue. We have 2 fondue pots because the family is growing. And what we do is we have our meat cut up and they cook their meat. And then I usually have my lettuce salad, so we'll see if we have some fresh lettuce left as well. And then I have some garlic bread to go with that. And usually I make maybe a green bean casserole or maybe some corn pudding, things of that sort. And that's what we have. And then we also have our Christmas salad recipe. And I didn't copy it off. It's a red, white, and green salad, and my mother always made it. So I'll try to have the recipe for you for that for the month of December, because I did not bring that along. All I know is it's green Jell-O, red Jell-O, and cream cheese as well. And it's excellent, and we always have it every Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So that's number 2. So, establish your tradition. You decide what you want to do, okay, if you want to start something new. Maybe you want to make your Christmas stockings. You could have the children help you do that as well and decorate them. So I'm just putting ideas out there. And number 3, it's time to separate the choices from the celebration. So, and it's number 4, it's time to embrace the idea of do it yourself. So just remember, even if you're not crafty and have no desire to be, you can get many things planned and some things done, and you can go to craft shows. I know there is one this Saturday that I plan on going to in North Canton, and then we have the one in Greene the first Saturday in November. You can go to different craft shows and maybe get some handmade items as well, or maybe get some supplements for people. So just remember, it's also one of the most stressful times of the year. So remember, for example, you may be a working mother. Maybe you have 1, 2, 3, or 4 children, okay? It's a lot of extra pressure to provide meals, do the laundry, shopping, and just life in general. So first of all, I would like to share some recipes with you for the mothers or anybody that's watching, maybe grandma, cousin, whatever. So we had done, it was for one of my term projects when I was working on my doctorate of naturopath. It was on doing the 10-day sugar detox. And I had to have 5 clients do that, and I provided a lot of different recipes. And I picked out some of the favorite recipes that are quick and easy for you. So have paper and pencil ready. This one is so good. It is called the turkey meatloaf, which I am preparing tonight for dinner. Okay, and it's so easy. So you get a pound of ground turkey, okay, and there's 90% lean. And then what you're going to do is get a half a cup of chopped onions, half a cup of mushrooms as well chopped up, and then you're going to do some rolled oats as well. There's no bread in this, so you're going to have a half a cup of onions cut up, half a cup of mushrooms, and a half a cup of rolled oats as well, okay? And then you're going to get 1 egg that is beaten, and you're going to put that in there, and you're going to do 1 tablespoon balsamic vinegar, and then you're going to use some salt, and you're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So let's go through it again. 1 pound of the turkey, the ground turkey. Now, I do know I belong to BJ's, and many times I get it there because it's organic, grass-fed as well. So that is a choice. So you get 1 pound of the ground turkey, 1/2 cup of onion, 1/2 cup of the mushrooms, and 1/2 cup of the oatmeal. Okay, and then for the oatmeal, I'm sorry, not oatmeal, it's rolled oats. So what I had done is I bought the rolled oats a long time ago, and I have them in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. Not oatmeal, I'm sorry. It is called the rolled oats. And I prefer to get those like maybe at Raisin Rack. That would be the better choice because it wouldn't be as processed as well. So that is 1/2 cup of the rolled oats as well, 1 egg beaten, and 1/2 tablespoon of, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and then 1/2 teaspoon of coarse salt and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So what you do is you spray your pan with a non-stick, or I just use my coconut oil, and I just kind of, put that in the pan as well. I mix it all up, pat it on top, and put it in the pan. And then what I do too is I put some ketchup on the top of it. And yes, I get the organic ketchup because a lot of, a lot of the regular ketchup has a lot of sugar in it as well. So we don't want that. So what you do, you have this all mixed up. So you're going to bake this for 40 minutes, and you're going to allow it to rest for 10 minutes before slicing. So that's number 1 recipe. That's your turkey meatloaf. Now here's the next one. This one is the bake wrapped chicken bits. So I like to get maybe the chicken breast, and you'll cut it up in different bite sizes, and then you're going to get some bacon, and you're going to cut it in little short strips. And you're going to wrap the bacon around the chicken bits, okay? And this is a nice thing that the kids can help you do as well. You're going to preheat the oven to 375, and you're going to cut the chicken up and the bacon and wrap it all up, the bacon around the chicken, and then you put the chicken bits on parchment paper and bake for 20 minutes, okay, at 375. Now, let's go back here and see. Oh, for the turkey meatloaf, you bake that at 400. And that is for 40 minutes. So just so you have an idea. The meatloaf is 40 minutes, and it's at 400. And then we have the chicken bits at 375 and bake for 20 minutes. So again, you're getting the chicken breast, you're cutting it in little pieces, cut your bacon strips in little small pieces and wrap that around the chicken, and then you're going to bake it on parchment paper. It's really, really good, and you can make a dip for it too if you choose to do that. Now, another recipe that I'm going to give you, say if you're really busy in the morning, somebody forgot to get breakfast, or they're in a hurry and you got up late, things of that sort. So what you can do is you get a banana, and I've done this probably at least once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Get a banana, cut it lengthwise in half, and you get almond butter, and you put that on the banana, and then you get some nuts that are all ground up, and you're going to put that on top of the almond butter, and there you go. That's your breakfast on the run. So I'm just giving you ideas to help you be less stressful and to enjoy the holidays as well. So, first of all, whenever you have the family, we all have responsibilities. If you're a single mom or a family, husband and wife and children, we're in this together. So what you need to do is have a family meeting and discuss who will take the dog out, who will feed the cat, things of this sort, or who will fold the laundry, who will fill the dishwasher, who will sweep the floor, who will clean their room. And maybe you want to get a bulletin board, and I know I had bought one of these for our grandsons a long time ago, and you can put their chores on there and a checklist to check it off when they've done it. And if you want, you can have the reward system as well. And if you've everything, we got to make on the honor system, if everybody's followed through, maybe they get a small allowance. Maybe it's $3, $2. You have to decide what you feel as though is a fair wage for them helping and contributing to the family. Or maybe they can help you put up a holiday decorations as well. You may want to make a chart, like I said, and have the checklist, and then discuss the allowance for the helping hands. Okay, so now in today's world, we are very, very stressed. So I wanted to talk about maybe you're stressed because you have so much to do, and that's why we've talked about dividing up the responsibilities with the family. But maybe, it's financial, or maybe it's work is stressing you out, working some long hours, things like that. But I wanted to tell you there's some options for stress. And here are a couple options that I have found that work very nicely. We have the Stress J. This has a combination that has nervine plants. And you listen to your body, and you take 2 or 3 in the morning. What is in the Stress J is chamomile, which is a nervine. It's a plant that grows outside here in Ohio in the spring, summertime. And then it also has passion flower. Both of those are nervines. And you can take those 2 or 3 in the morning, listen to your body. If you still feel stressed and uptight, take 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So I'm just giving you, there are options you can do that. Now we have other things to take as well. We have the 7 flowers, which is a Chinese combination. And I have a lot of people that add this with magnesium at night to help them sleep better at night as well. So, but then I have some clients that just take 1 of these in the morning and they're fine for the day. It takes the edge off and feeling like, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then we have maybe some skull cap, which helps with anxiety and stress as well. And then we have NW, which is a nervine as well, which has some valerian root and skull cap, which are nervines as well. And then we have the Indian tobacco, which I love this one. I know I've got to follow up with a lady. She had purchased this because her mother has Lou Gehrig's disease, is on a breathing machine, and she goes into panic when it's time to eat. So she had purchased the Indian tobacco to apply this externally to her chest to relax her during the eating time. So remember, the Indian tobacco is lobelia, and you can use it for stress. You can use it for, like, if you're having muscle cramps, you put that on, it's gone within 1 to 2 minutes. But like I've said, we try to get to the root cause when you are having muscle cramps as well. But the lobelia, I always have a small one available. Comes in the 1 ounce and a 4 ounce as well. And like I said, I applied it to my finger where I had the bee sting, and it calmed it right down. But usually when you get the bee sting, you'll add the charcoal immediately to pull the venom out as well. All right, so, and then also, there's many times we're lacking energy as well. So, and I tend to use my little packet here. It's called Solistic Energy. It has a lot of B vitamins in it. It's got the B6, the B12, has some ginseng in it as well. And it comes in a little packet. You add it to your water. And then I use my powdered vitamin C, and I use that for a drink for an extra perk if I feel as though I need it in the afternoon as well. Because life is busy for all of us. Like I said, you're probably, most of the women are working today, and then you come home to all the responsibilities at home as well, and your energy might be starting to peak like afternoon, and you could take this as well. It's like all natural caffeine. It is not the caffeine, going to make you hyper. It's very calming as well. So I'm just saying those are options as well. So, and also don't forget exercise. Maybe you go to the gym. Maybe you go for a quick walk, whatever. That helps you deal with the stress as well. Now, my favorite one is ashwagandha, too, to help you with stress. And let's go in and talk about that a little bit. Okay, let's find the printout on it. Okay. Well, I don't see it right now. Okay, I know it's here. Okay. Well, anyway, the ashwagandha is going in and calm you down, and it's going to help your energy and just help you feel much better. So right here it is. Okay. So the ashwagandha is an ayurvedic combination as well. So it's going to support and help stabilize the stress responses as well. And it's going to help improve the resistance towards stress and occasional anxiety as well. I don't feel as though it helps that much with the anxiety, but I feel as though it helps calm you. I know I've had one client that loves the ashwagandha. He was an alcoholic. If he takes his ashwagandha, he does not want the alcohol. So it's helped him in that regard. So everybody is different. You have to listen to your body. And also the ashwagandha is used traditionally to support the mental health and improve your memory as well. And also it supports the physical appearance and your endurance and wellness. And also it goes in and helps with your fatigue, like we just talked about, and the immune system, it helps with that as well. And it's a great plant-based ingredients, which goes in and improves the central nervous system. So we're always impacted by emotional and environmental stressors. So this is going to go in and help your body to respond to the stress and support your mind-body connection as well. So that's what the ashwagandha is about as well. And then what I want to do is give you some suggestions, because we all have our big Christmas list, maybe what do we get this person and what do we get that person. So we have something new that I am carrying. Actually, I bought this probably 2 or 3 years ago and gave one to everyone in the family for Christmas. And what this is, it protects you for radiation on your cell phone, may it be your tablet, things of that sort. I have one on my phone as well, and you can see it right there. It is, the little Z right there, and you just attach that to your phone. And that's going to reduce 90% of the radiation that you're exposed to on your phone. Now, you can use it also, and you can use it on your tablet, your cordless phones. You can use it on your computers, your iPads, and it's good for 3 years. And it's just sticky on one side, and you put it on there. So I'm just saying these are available, and then we have a printout on it as well. And I know I just got them in a week ago, and we're down to, what do we have? 5 left. So here they are. They come in a nice little box, and it has all the explanations with it as well. But I just thought this would be a great Christmas gift for the family. Like I said, I bought them 3 or 4 years ago. No, 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. So I know everybody will probably get one this year, because I know it's probably out of their guarantee period. It's guaranteed for 3 years for protection, but I know some of the children in the family have gotten new phones, and I know this didn't go with it. So it's something that is very easy, just apply it, and it's 24/7 protection all the time. I was exposed to this when I was out at the conference in Las Vegas for the Dr. Naturopath conference. They had a lot of vendors there with different things, options for you to have in your business. And I thought this was something very interesting to have available for my clients, because I've not seen these anywhere. Probably on the computer you can find them, but in a store I've not seen these around. And then if you have questions or any problems, I am here to answer that for you. And the price is under $40, just so you have an idea. It's not super, super expensive, but it's a good protection, because we're exposed to toxins morning, noon, and night. And especially with the radiation, with all the cell towers, the 5G coming out, our computers, our iPads. We've talked about this many times. And I still don't like for you to have your cell phones as your alarm clock. I know that's going to help, but I would still rather you put your cell phone out in the kitchen and go back to the old-fashioned way of just a good old, alarm clock. That would be best for you. So another thing I would like to share with you is we also have the hyper greens. And these are the only greens that I have found, and I've tried different ones. It is a powder, and you put a teaspoon that in water. I prefer to put it with organic apple juice because I like the taste of it. And what is in the greens, this has organic barley, organic wheatgrass, organic spirulina, spinach powder, broccoli powder, all organic, alfalfa, and coconut milk powder, organic beetroot powder, ginger root, and tomato powder, organic dulse leaf. So it has, and then it has organic stevia extract and it's debittered. So I'm just saying, if you're not getting your greens in the wintertime, this is an option that you might want to consider as well. And I like it. I know the first time I tried it, I could really see a difference in my energy level when I had taken it. So I'm just saying that is an option because you're busy, you're not eating the greens like you should. So that's going to be on the Christmas list as well. But just to feel as though that this Christmas season and the holiday season, maybe it be a birthday, the holidays, whatever, give the gift of health. Maybe they have pain. We have the CBD cream, which has arnica, has magnesium, has MSM, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. And you can apply that to your knee if it's bothering you. You can apply it to your back. Wherever you need it, it'll go in and help reduce the pain. Remember, the arnica takes the shock out. The magnesium goes in and relax. And the MSM helps with internal inflammation. So all of this is in a cream, and you apply it. I like to apply it, like if my back is bothering me from standing all day, then I'll have my husband put it on my back as well before I go to bed. And it seems to be much more therapeutic when you put it on before you go to bed. And I know a lot of clients have used that morning and night, because I shipped 2 containers out to some people, I think in Middlefield it was, and they liked it so well. It really helped them with their pain as well. So I'm saying, the gift of health is really, really good. And don't forget, we have our chlorophyll as well. Remember, we're exposed to toxins morning, noon, and night. You add this to your water, and you drink it throughout the day. We're going to add it right now and watch that water turn green. There it is. See it? There you go. There it is, nice and green. Okay? There, you can see that. And what that's going to do is going to help balance your pH. It's going to help detox you and help your hemoglobin. Remember, last month we had Jeannie Wilson on from New Hope, the thermal imaging. Remember, cancer will not survive where there is a lot of oxygen, sufficient oxygen. So the red blood cells carry a lot of your oxygen, so that's going to help you in that regards as well. And just, a lot of clients that are on coffee and things soda pop, I have suggested they try the chlorophyll. And it's a very minty taste and very refreshing and very therapeutic as well. So just remember, you're the CEO, and you decide what you're putting into your body. So tastes very, very, very refreshing. So hopefully everyone has a blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy the family and be grateful for your many blessings. If you have any questions at the end of the show, my phone number's on there. Give me a call. If I'm busy, I will call you back. Leave a message. Be well, be grateful, and be blessed. Thank you.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.